Hello and welcome to our new lecture that is about defining a dynamic application layout in SAP Analytics Cloud. So let's begin. First of all, we have the three dynamic application design. First of all, we have the perpetual size of widget, second is floating widget, and the third one is scripted positioning and visibility of widget. These all are the three strategies which we have to maintain while using with the dynamic applications design. So, as far as the complexity is concerned, first of all, the percentual size of widget is very simple, and floating widget are are the medium, whereas the scripted positioning are more complex than the others. Second thing is design option. This design option is based on the size, allow you to use the whole space and avoid empty spots or scroll bars. As we can see, we have in the styling option, we have the width, we have the height, and we can easily avoid empty spots by using that size and positions. Whereas while working with the floating widget, we have the floating panel where we use the generic positioning and align logic for widget based on the screen width. So in that floating panel, we will discuss later in this video in detail. As a general look, I can say that the three options are majorly available: medium, low, and high. So we fixed the values according to our requirement. And the last but not least, the complex strategy while discussing the design option. In complex strategy and the scripted positioning and visibility option, we have the fully flexible positioning and alignment of widget, including visibility based on screen size and annotation. It's mean that we have the free hand based on the positioning. We can change the positioning by using the scripting. We can change the alignment of widget by using the scripting, and we can control the visibility based on all the parameters like screen size and orientation. So the more we play with the scripting, the more complex application we can build. So last one parameter is the setup. So for the setup of this percentual size of widget, we have to use the size and position as we discussed earlier, that by using the styling option. Normally we use by default the simple method. In that we mention the size and position very simply as going to the styling panel. So for the floating widget, we use the flow panel and the breakpoint in the responsive rule configuration. We will explore detail in this video later. Last but not least, using scripting techniques to identify the screen size, orientation, and specify the layout and visibility of widget. It's mean that by using the scripting a feature of SAP Analytics Cloud, we first identify the screen size of our application, in which our application is running, either it is tablet, either it is mobile, or it is desktop. So after identifying, we emphasize the strategy which we have pre-discussed, which we have pre-planned for the required screen size. So moving on. Oh, here it is. This is the percentage size of widget. So as you can see, if we have the two widget, both have the 50 percentage. If we run on the mobile, it will show the vertically 50%, and in the tablet it also show the 50%, and in the desktop it also show the 50% wise. There is no prioritizing. There is no selectability in this type of strategy. So, floating widget. What do floating widget? In the floating widget, we mention all the we mention for the mobile, we mention for the tablet, and we mention for the desktop. So, no matter every for the mobile, it has a vertical one column, and if we have the widget, four widget, all the four widget will see one by one according as a vertical manner. But if we are using the tablet, the four widget are shows into the two column, whereas the other widget will show the beneath after the four columns. So the header and the other widget, other elements of the our story will show accordingly. The last but not least, on the desktop, it will use the screen size perfectly, and it will show the four two rows and the four and in the two rows each row will have the four widget. So in this way, you can see the eight widget are shown accordingly. In we have to use the scroll or the page view option on the mobile, and by scrolling we will explore our widget on the mobile, whereas we only first see the four widget, and after scrolling or page view we can explore the next four widget uh, by scrolling. But on the desktop view, we can explore all the eight widget at once, at one time. So there is no complication in this type of strategy, but the style of showing the widget is different. So let's move on. Here it is. Let's explore the flow panel. Flow panel is lie into the menu named the flow panel, where we will explore live on the system and later in this video. But for now, you can see that the flow panel is can be accessed by using the flow panel option. And on the flow panel, we have the breakpoint 1, we have the breakpoint 2, and we have the breakpoint 3. So a small screen for the small screen, we set the properties by using the breakpoint 1. For the medium screen, we set the breakpoint 2, and for the large screen we can set the values into the breakpoint 3. So for example, if we are exploring if we are setting the value of medium screen, we give the value 1100. When this rule is applied, it's mean that if we are running our application on the tablet, which lie into the category of medium screen, so the screen width will be 1100. Each widget will have the 50%. The overview, if overview 1 and the overview 1 widget will have the 60%, another will have the 40% of the screen size. We can configure the height of the widget very easily by giving the percentage accordingly. So let's move on. So scripted positioning and visibility of widget strategy, we can make we can use the page book view, like the Arsenal on the website. If we are using it on the mobile, we can do scripting, and we applied some the page book view and on our story, while if we are using the tablet, we can hide the top bar, we can hide the other other elements which are not using, which are not important, uh, but uh, but the widgets, those are important. We can show vision, we can control the visibility by using the scripting, because the size, because the position, because the size of the medium screen that are tablet are changed. So we can first check the size of the screen, and we can maintain the visibility of the widget accordingly by using the scripting. Same as the desktop view of this strategy, we can we can set the visibility of widget which are important first, and we can control all each and everything by using the scripting. So, for the scripting on the complex stories, on the we have to first the find the screen dimension of each size on which our application will be run, and on the second step we calculate the size category of the current screen. For example, t-shirt sizes is S small, SML. So after analyzing the category of the screen, we analyze the screen orientation. If it is small, for example, if it is small, we can make it into the vertical size. But if it is large, for example, so we can set the screen orientation to the landscape. So here it is. This is a purely coding, scripting thing, a kind of thing, and we have done scripting in our previous lecture like this. So for we will do practical later in this video. But for now, for the familiarity of the code, you can see the all the three steps which we have written in my first screen. So these are the three code blocks accordingly. So for getting the current screen dimension of on each resizing event, we will use the application dot get inner width dot number value and application dot get inner height dot number value. We can find the screen width and the screen height. So for finding the size category of the current screen, we can use the if then else control of structure for but first of all, we after finding the screen height and the screen width, we will find the parameter, and we will compare the parameter with the standard values. And if the parameter is greater than 4000, the device size is large. If the parameter is less than 2000, the device size is small, whereas all the sizes will be included in the category of medium. So on the third step, we have again the if scenario, and if the screen width is greater than screen height, so we set the device orientation to the landscape. Otherwise, we will set the device orientation to the portrait. We can also perform the position of the screen by using the scripting. So the get layout dot site dot set width and the layout value dot create will set the position of the panel of the of all the values accordingly, like this. If we want to set width to set left width, set right width, and the set the complete width of the widget. So we use this scripting that panel, that is panel underscore top left is our element, and we will use the function get layout, and after this we will set the width of it by using the other functions and the percentage values. For exploring the first the first simple method of positioning and layout. I have created two templates. First is the revenue per product, and second is revenue per customer ID. The dimension is here is a customer ID, whereas the dimension is here the product, and the measure is the same, revenue. So let's go for the simple formatting. Let's go to the designer, and let's go to the styling. In styling, we have the options of size and position, we have the margin position, we have the margin option, and both of these are belongs to the chart positioning and charts inner data positioning. So let's check it out. The left size of, let's say it's called 389. Here it is. Now you can see it's moved to the right hand side by increasing the left margin x. So if I decrease to the 70, it it's changed its position. So same as it is. The another thing is, if I want to change the height of the position, so let's increase. If I increase to the 20, it's changed its position from the upper side. I can also increase 50, so it's change its position accordingly. So let's I made it clearly to the, here it is. Now let's explore what is the margin. Margin is called the inner data's position. So if I increase to 30, you can see the margin of the bar is increased. So if I use to 0, and if I made to the right, you can say 30. So you can see that it's compressed from the right to the left. So if I increase the bottom, or if I increase the top, it will increase. Here it is. You can see this is a simple marginings, this is a simple positioning of any layout. So let's explore the second type of layout designing, which we have learned earlier. Let's first save the story and then go to this page number 2, which I have already created, but I have nothing done in this page. So let's first create the flow panel, uh, by going to the option, containers, flow layout panel. Here it is. Now let's create a chart widget in it. I dropped a chart in it, and now same widget which I have already created in page 1, I will use the revenue, and for dimension I will use the product. Let's for the easy, for the sake of, let's copy, create its duplicate, and then change the dimension. Let's increase the size of the flow panel. Let's move to the upper side. No, it's not true. Let's increase the size. Here it is. Now as you can see, when I increase the size of the flow panel, in the our widget automatically set, if I decrease the size, the flow panel's inner widgets automatically made its position. So this is the beauty of flow layout panel. So same as it is, whenever we will explore our story, in any type of device, either it's mobile, either it's tablet, the widgets which are inside of the flow panel will automatically change, adjust its position. Whereas in the simple positioning, where no layout flow panel is involved, the widgets don't change its position, and we have to scroll accordingly. So let's save our story and then view in the type of mobile device. Let's change the device type to mobile, where it is phone large. Let's select phone large and then go to the view to see to see our to see the view in the mobile device type. I go to the developer option, and then you can see that the toggle device bar is used to see any type of data to any type of device. Let's if I close the toggle device bar, it shows like there. If I on the toggle device bar, it is showing accordingly. So because we have selected the mobile of large size, its positioning is automatically showing here. So if we want to see the magic of flow layout panel, go to the more tools and go to the developer tool. In this view, if we have to on the toggle device toolbar, and then we have to select the device type: mobile, no touch; desktop, no touch. If I select the mobile, it will show the contents like here. So let's explore the breakpoint option, breakpoint 1. As we have discussed earlier, breakpoint option in flow layout panel. So let's first select the layout panel and then go to the designer and then go to the builder option. In builder option, we have the add breakpoint option. Let's click on the add breakpoint, and then we can set the width of every of each widget like this. As you can see, we have two chart 3 and chart 4 in our float layout panel. So let's by default each widget's percentage is set to the 100. So if I want to divide the chart 3 to the 40%, and the chart 4 to the 60% of the width. So I have given the 60 and 40% to both the widget one by one, and the as far as the width is concerned. So let's check it out. Let's save our story first and then check it out. Let's first close the designer after saving the story. So our story is saving. No, 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 no. Here it is. Our story has been saved. Let's close the right panel, and then when the screen width is no more than 414, screen width is no more 414. Let's go to the view mode. First of all, save our story, and now we are going to the view mode, and we will change the screen size to greater than the 414. So let's go to the developer option, developer tools, and then move the screen size to more than 414. So the width of our responsive design is 416. So it's the 60% of a screen is showing the widget number one, and the 40% of a screen is showing the widget number 2, that is revenue per customer. So let's change the percentage of chart 3 and chart 4. Let's change the percentage of chart. Let's create another breakpoint in which when the screen size is no more than the screen width is no more than 500. Then set the chart 3 to 20% and the chart 4 to the 80%. Let's save our story. Let's first delete our page 1 for skipping the ambiguity in our story. So for now we have only page 2 which have a flow control panel, single flow control panel, and it has the two charts, chart 3 and chart 4. So let's first find the name of it. Its name is chart 4, I think so. Here it is. Now you know the chart 4 is here, and for checking, let's save our story. Let's again recheck what the breakpoint we have set for our flow panel. Let's select first our flow channel here, flow panel, sorry, flow panel. Let's check the name of flow panel, flow layout panel. So for the breakpoint 414, we have set the 40-60%, and for the breakpoint number 2, if the screen size is greater than for 500 or 500 plus, the chart 3 will have the 20% of a screen and the chart 4 will have the 80% of the screen. So we have revised our terms. So it's mean by increasing the width to the 500 plus, the chart 3 will have 20% and the chart 4 will have 80% of screen. So let's check it out. Go to the view option. Here it is. Now let's for changing the screen width, let's go to the developer tools, and then if you are not seeing this toolbar, you can on this toggle device toolbar by clicking this option. So let's decrease the size to 415. Here it is. Now you can see the the 20% of the screen has the chart has the first chart 3 has a 20%, and the 80% of the screen have the chart 2. So the screen size is the screen size which we have set, which are 500, but you can calculate the perimeter, because the perimeter is the width of the screen. So depend on these both dimension. It's the widget size is automate. The widget size is show automatically because of the breakpoint which we have set earlier. So uh, hope I made my point clear, that by using the flow layout panel we can change the positioning, the percentage, the parent the behavior of every widget which we have set on our breakpoint. So this is a very interesting option, very important feature while designing our layout for the enterprise solutions.